best news of us being here is you're going to have really nice cupcakes.
If there's any left.
If all else fails, you'll have your cupcakes. So how's the day so far? I'm Justin. I'm with FIGO Pet Insurance. I'm the head of sales and operations for FIGO. I actually flew in here. If I doze off in the middle of my presentation, it's because I got up at 3:30 in the morning in Chicago and took a 6 a.m. flight to get here. So,
Go Cubs.
Go Cubs. I'm going to miss Game 7 because I'm going to be on the airplane.
Oh, I'm sure you'll get
Hopefully
a
Alaska Airlines can find a way to pipe it in to the airplane. Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. And then I got Paul with me. Paul actually manages the Seattle territory for FIGO, so hopefully you get to know Paul pretty well. He assured me that normally it's sunny here every day. Is he lying? So anyway, it's a privilege to be here. But before I get started, just so I kind of know the audience, is everyone sort of managing a shelter in the Seattle area? Is that kind of each? You're all executive directors or somehow leading local rescue shelters? Okay, awesome. So I think, I'll just dive in and move as quickly as possible. The good news is there's 3 short videos, so there's entertainment, in addition to me talking, and then we have a handout. So we are Chicago based, and we've approached, if you haven't heard of FIGO yet, we've approached the pet insurance industry a little bit different, probably a lot different than our competitors. As you can see on the slide, we actually have 2 products. It's technology, which is our Pet Cloud, which I'll show you a short video on that briefly, and then our insurance product. So before we get started, we like to produce videos that either highlight our technology or highlight our customers or just the general relationship that people have with their pets. And so I wanted to, hopefully this sounds good, but I'm going to just play this to kick us off.
He just tries to be wherever we are. He wants to be places where he doesn't fit.
Oh, did I do that?
Ollie's scared of everything. I think it is the vacuum out of everything.
I had no idea that we would enjoy our walk so much. He's the only kid that doesn't talk back to me.
He just tries to be wherever we are. He wants to be places where he doesn't fit. Oh.
A little bit of lag.
Ollie's scared of everything. I think it is the vacuum out of everything.
I had no idea that we would enjoy our walk so much. He's the only kid that doesn't talk back to me.
We both cuddle him, but not each other, and we realize oh, I haven't been affectionate to you because all of it goes towards the dog.
I had no idea that I could possibly live with so much dog hair in my life.
I had no idea I could never wear black clothes again. There's fur everywhere.
I had no idea that Moose would be the best babysitter for our newborn.
I had no idea how many more Facebook likes a photo with Walter in it than a photo with just me.
I never thought I'd be like this crazy cat lady. I've totally turned into one.
Every time I'm sick, when I've had my own surgeries and such, she won't leave my side.
I had no idea my pet would need a surgery that cost $3,000 at 7 months old.
I had no idea that pet insurance would be my safety net.
Honestly, I had no idea how quickly the costs associated to his eye issues could mount up. Within a period of 3 months, we were paying thousands of dollars worth of medical bills.
I had no idea that her health would be in my hands.
So it's probably like the connection to the projector, but I think you guys are used to it.
We got it.
Yeah. You said you know?
We got it.
Okay. So, it's important that we create content like that, videos like that, to highlight the relationship with folks in their pets. And, we know that it's such an important bond, and your dog or your cat's a true family member. And I think that you guys would know better than anyone when folks come in and are excited to adopt a dog or a cat. They don't anticipate the things that are potentially right around the corner. They don't anticipate the awesome responsibility of being a pet parent, whether it's, coming home and finding out, okay, I need a groomer, I need a dog walker, is there a good boarding facility, where's the local emergency vet, just the fear of potentially losing your pet and just coming home with all the records. You guys probably give them a lot of records at adoption that they have to organize. They have upcoming vaccinations. There's just a lot. So when we built FIGO, we actually, early on, before we even launched the company, we got accepted to one of the 9 Google Tech Hubs in North America. And the reason that we got accepted is because we wanted to build an insurance company that added a lot more value than just insurance, right? Because when you go to anyone off the street and you say, I want to talk to you about insurance, what are they going to tell you? Give you the hand, do something. They just don't want to talk about insurance. It's not an exciting topic. But it's such an important product. It's so important that more and more pets get insured. Because I've traveled around to a lot of veterinary practices, and time and time again, I hear the stories of folks that come in there with their dog or their cat, and they can't afford the treatment. So one of 3 things are happening, right? I mean, one, people are coming in there, they just can't afford the treatment. It's the worst case scenario. The other scenario is, they have a little bit of money, but they don't have the full money for the treatment, so they ask for a lesser treatment, which is really, really stressful on obviously the veterinary staff, the pet, and the pet parent, right? And then the third scenario is somehow they come up with the money, but it's a very stressful transaction. $3,000 or $4,000 for an ACL surgery, stuff like that. It's just extremely stressful. So we knew we wanted to build a really, really good insurance product, but we wanted to build something of value beyond the insurance that we could give away with the insurance that added more value to a pet parent's life. And that what we ended up building was the Pet Cloud. So does anyone right now currently have like a mobile app that manages the entire life of your pet? You do? What do you got?
Active for pets.
Okay, cool. So we got one. So we built the Pet Cloud, and I'm going to try to play it. I think it may lag. I'll try to actually do it off the file directly and see if it.
This is FIGO. We're a pet insurance company. This is the cloud. This is the Pet Cloud. We think it's awesome. It makes managing your pet's life super easy. See, the FIGO Pet, the entire life of your pet, all in one place, no matter where you are. Upload files from any device or do it with your personal MyPetCloud email. MyPetCloud email. Use it to get all your records into the cloud. Anything sent to this email address, especially things from your veterinarian, appears in your cloud's inbox. Open it, read it, move it. It's that easy, and it's in the cloud whenever you need it. Have you a recent bill from your vet lately? Ever noticed all those shots and dates? With shots and reminders, you'll be reminded when shots are due by text, push notification, whatever works best for you. Is your leptospirosis shot due? Wondering what that is? Click it. Now you know. The best part, we put all this in the palm of your hand. When you're looking for a dog walker, daycare, pet-friendly hotel, you can search all these things and more with the Near Me feature. Then search to find what you need when you need it. Direct hours, websites, it's all right there. You shouldn't need a printer and fax machine to file a claim. That's why we made filing a claim so easy you can do it on the go from any device. Take a picture, answer a few questions, and hit submit. Yep, that's the sound of money going right into your checking account. That's not all the Pet Cloud can do. Timed pet GPS location services, online pet profiles, pet tags, web texting, policy management, all your vets, all in one place. It's all there and so much more. We know you're busy. When you need us, shoot us a text and we'll text you back. This is simple.
So what do you guys think of that? It's kind of cool? Yeah. What was a feature that jumped out at somebody that they liked?
GPS.
GPS.
Emailing the documents.
Emailing the documents right in. Anything else?
All your cat's records in one place.
Pretty cool, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna actually, I'll talk through it a little bit. So yeah, when before we design and build FIGO, we really thought long and hard, what's the experience for a pet parent from the very beginning and onward, and what potentially stresses them out. Where do they get disorganized? Where do they worry? Losing your pet's records, reminders around vaccinations and annual checkups. All of these things are potentially very stressful scenarios. So we wanted to build a platform that was super easy to use, that we actually gave away for free with the insurance. So when you bought a policy with FIGO, you had value on day one, right? Usually with insurance, like your auto insurance, you buy it, you pay premium, and nothing happens until something bad happens, right? And then hopefully they pay your claim, right? With us, we wanted to build a very, and I'll get into the insurance here momentarily, but we wanted to build a very comprehensive and easy to understand insurance policy that stacks up very well in the industry, but then also, and then a great user experience. If you go to our website, you see it's a beautiful website, it's easy to get a quote, it's easy to purchase, it's easy to understand our policy, we have nothing to hide, we tell you exactly what we cover and what we don't cover. But on top of that, we wanted to build this pet cloud and give it away for free. And what we would like to do, what we do with shelter partners, shelter rescue partners, is give you the opportunity at adoption to give the cloud away for free without necessarily needing to purchase the insurance. And it's super easy. So if you had a new pet parent in front of you and you're sort of finishing everything up, we could give you a sort of a generic code, and you could put it in there and create a free pet cloud for them. And by doing that, the first thing you're going to be able to do, you have the different features here, right? So you have inbox and docs, which is all the records. You have near me, so when they actually go home, they can find a dog walker, a dog park, a pet-friendly hotel if they're traveling, emergency vet, a pet store. I'll get into the GPS in a second. That's the only thing that costs extra. We partner with a company, they provide it's like $100 and then $10 a month, and you just clip the device onto your dog's collar, and then through the app, like I live in Chicago, so if my dog started running to the Chicago River, and I don't want my dog ever going into the Chicago River, I could track her on the app and run and get her before she gets there. And then you could actually create like geofencing to like make sure that if you let them roam in the neighborhood, which probably you don't, and they go past a certain geofence, you'll get an alert on your phone. That's the only thing that costs extra. Everything else here is actually included. And I'll show you the tag in a second. You guys all have a copy of the tag in your packet. That's included. And then shots and reminders, which is, but the first thing I'll just say is that at adoption, if you could create a free pet cloud for the new adopter, just very quickly by putting the code in, the very first thing that you could do, if you were able to do it and you had the time, it would literally take 30 seconds, is you could create a quick folder with the name of your shelter or rescue, and then you could just upload all the adoption records right into it. So essentially they could go home with all the records. They could have all the paperwork still, but they could actually have it all loaded into their cloud. And you can also, everyone gets their own MyPetCloud email address, so if you wanted to give your pet his or her own email address, you could customize it, which is kind of cool. My cat's name's Ripple. She has her own email. She's very happy. So you could email it straight into that. They could go home, they could have the vet email any records, and it goes right into their inbox, and then they can put it into any folder. It's just like Dropbox. Does anyone ever use Dropbox? Right, just like that. So you always have the records in the palm of your hand, and you can share them with anyone. The second thing you could do very quickly for them is just put in like due dates for upcoming vaccinations, and then the cloud will actually text and email them in advance of the due date. So if you think about it, they come in, they're all excited, they got a dog, and they're bringing this new family member home, but you're letting them walk out with all of their records totally organized and all their upcoming reminders loaded, so they feel a little bit more empowered as a new pet parent. And the best part about it is it's accessible from any devices. Once everything is in there, it's in the cloud. So they can access it through login in through their desktop, through their tablet, or they could download our mobile app and they could access it through there. And then the tag, everyone's got a copy of it. So we actually, at purchase, will mail everyone a FIGO pet tag. And on the back of it, instead of a standard phone number, we know everybody's got a mobile phone. Everyone got a smartphone now? So everyone's got a smartphone, so we decided to actually put a tag ID on the back of it and allow in the pet cloud a new pet parent to set up a digital profile of their pet. So what happens is if you found my dog, you just look at her tag, put it into our site, and then you'd see a digital profile of her, and you'd see like, you know, her name, a message from me to you. So like one of our employees has a dog that's deaf. So that would be really good information to communicate with somebody who just found the dog. So you see, okay, it's Buster, Buster's deaf, afraid of children, and then you have the option to then send like a group text to the whole family, right? So it's just basically like a little Amber Alert that goes out to the network that you registered in here, all private. You're just putting the phone number, nobody ever sees it. They just know that they found Buster in this scenario. They put in a little message and their cell phone number, it shoots a group text, and then the folks can call them and they get reunited with the pet faster. It really supplements the concept around microchipping. What's nice about this is you could get information on the pet immediately and communicate with the whole family immediately, because I'm not taking calls right now, so if somebody found my dog, my wife will get the text, right? So it's going to reunite my dog faster to my family. And we actually include that with the insurance. Okay, so obviously we could build the coolest pet cloud and have all these features, but if our insurance product isn't a solid, comprehensive, and easy to understand insurance product, then everything kind of falls apart. So we've designed what we feel is the best insurance product in the industry, and our customer reviews and in everything that our customers are telling us sort of back that up. So in its simplest form, it's 3 plans. We wanted to give them folks 3 different options to customize the plan based on their budget. And sometimes, you know, they have an older pet that they want to insure, but they want to create sort of a different plan than they do for their puppy. So it's $10,000 a year, $14,000 a year, and unlimited. And then there's some additional benefits that we actually add in depending on the plan. So emergency boarding would be, if I'm in the hospital for 4 more days, FIGO will give me $500 to board, to offset the expense to board my dog. Advertising and reward. So if you think about lost pet, you got the GPS, you got the tag. We also built it into our insurance. So advertising and reward is if my dog gets out, there's $500 in the ultimate plan to actually print out flyers and offer a reward in the neighborhood that FIGO will pay for. If my pet doesn't come home, God forbid, there's $500 to offset the price that I paid for my pet. And then vacation cancellation is if my dog or cat requires emergency life-saving treatment and I have to cancel a vacation or come home from one early, there's $1,000 to offset the expenses to cancel my vacation. And then if my dog or cat dies unexpectedly, there's money for cremation and burial to offset some of those expenses. So we really wanted to add some additional value-added benefits to the standard policy, but the actual standard policy is fantastic. You know, if I think about things that set us apart from some of our competitors, we fully cover the exam fee. So folks get really, really frustrated when there's like a covered illness, but the insurance company doesn't cover the exam fee. That's important. We have no upraise limits. So some companies will cap it at, well, you know, past this age, we're not going to cover the pet. Anything you can think of related to illness or injury, we're going to cover, unless it's pre-existing, but we're one of the only companies that actually makes an exception around pre-existing conditions. If they're curable and they've been cured for 12 months, we'll cover it. So if you think about like an ear infection, we're not going to say, oh, your dog had an ear infection, you know, 2 years ago, we'll never cover it. As long as the ear infection was treated, cured, and 12 months had lapsed, you'll lock in coverage for all future ear infections. It's a really important distinction because I think pet insurance gets a bad rap around pre-X. Clearly, we can't just cover anything off the street. No insurance company really can. But we want to be fair. We want to make exceptions around it. And the vein of being fair, we also, you know, we have 4 easy copays and 4 easy deductible options that you can pick. We're one of the only companies that has a 100% reimbursement option. So once you meet your low deductible, we'll reimburse 100% of the vet bills. But we'll actually waive our copay and deductible if your dog or cat requires emergency life-saving treatment. So you can think about how stressful it is. You're rushing your dog in on a Sunday night for an emergency procedure to save her life. The last thing you want to think about is, what's my copay and deductible? Can I afford this? Right? We just waive it. Like if that charges $1,500 to save your dog's life, we'll reimburse you the full $1,500. Some of the other things that I like to highlight, hip dysplasia. Some companies put a 12-month waiting period on hip dysplasia. They don't cover it after 6 years. You know, we fully cover hip dysplasia, and there's no extended waiting periods, nothing around it. We just fully cover it. Knees, other important distinction if you guys are going to get behind a pet insurance company. Some companies say if the right knee was injured, they'll never cover the left knee. With us, if the right knee is injured and repaired, as long as 12 months go with that knee being okay, you'll lock in coverage for the other knee, which is really, really important. We will actually waive our waiting period for knees as well. So every company's got a waiting period on knees. It's either 6 months or 12 months. Ours is 6 months. But within the first 30 days of somebody purchasing one of our policies, if they go to their vet and their vet says, oh, knees are good, like they're all healthy, we'll waive that 6 months so you can lock in coverage, which is great. You get a rambunctious young dog coming home that's prone to jump off something and do something to their knee. You know, that dog was healthy. Like, why have to wait 6 months to lock in coverage? Just have your vet sign off and say, this pup is fine, crazy, but, you know, fine, and, you know, you'll lock in coverage. Some of the other things, I'm trying to think, I'll get it on the comparison chart, but like you see cancer, you see alternative holistic. Some companies have restrictions around that, don't cover it, we fully cover it. Behavioral, some don't cover it at all, we do. And then you'll see in your packet, we actually have a comparison chart. I know this is a bit overwhelming, but we try to kind of stack ourselves against our competitors. The things I'll highlight, deductible, some have a per condition deductible. You got to meet it every time there's a new condition being treated. Ours is just a simple annual. I talked about, I think, a lot of these things. I think good. Mobility devices, fully cover that. Congenital, hereditary, chronic. Some have these weird exclusions built in. We don't have any. You know, it's very, very straightforward as long as it's not pre-existing. And the other big exclusion is we don't cover the wellness or the preventative stuff. There's probably 2 companies that do, but when you do the math on it, they charge you a lot for it, right? So like when you do the math on how much you're paying extra for that coverage versus how much you'll actually get in claims, in my humble opinion, it doesn't really add up. We'd rather build an affordable, comprehensive policy on the stuff that's going to cost a lot of money, rather than get into sort of a math game where you're paying more premium than you're getting back. The second, as you guys look at the chart in your packet, this just highlights, you know, online account. Like folks can do, like they can change their policy at any time. They can file claims with the mobile app, as you saw with the video, which is important. A lot of companies you still have to fill out a form, have the vet fill it out, and then the staff fax it in. The staff don't like that. I know that for certain. So with us, you just grab the mobile phone, take a picture of it, submit it. And last month, we approved claims in less than 7 days. So our claims department moves very, very fast. But you can make changes, do all your billing. I talked about the claims. All the products included, that's all the pet cloud. None of our competitors have a pet cloud. And the customer service is really, really important to us. So, you know, we could build a great technology product and we could build a great insurance product, but if we don't take really good care of our customers, everything falls apart. So delivering a personal touch is extremely important to us. So we do that in a variety of different ways. So at purchase, we send you a nice welcome email, making sure that you understand, you know, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you want to cancel. There are waiting periods, stuff like that. But we also send them a pet tag, and get the bowls, we can pass it out, and we send them these collapsible water bowls that people love. They're mint collapsible travel water bowls for dogs and cats. So we send those in the mail, which is sort of an unexpected. They get, as you can see with the tag, it's nicely designed packaging. It's a nice tag. It actually serves a purpose, and then they get the pet bowl. We also call everyone after purchase just to welcome them to FIGO, just to really connect with them on a personal level. And then at claims time, this is where it gets very, very emotional. I mean, when folks are filing claims, it means that their dog or cat got injured or sick. So we make sure that we call them after claim to make sure that their pet's okay if they have any questions. We also send them, Paul can have a little packet, we send them get well cards. We actually we address the envelope to the pet, so the pet gets mail, which is cool. And they get a little card that says, we hope you feel better. If you could pull them out of that thing if you want, and look at them. So, and then if the pet passes away, we do two things. One, everyone that's in the home office signs a sympathy card. And then we also send them, as you'll see when we pass it around, a little frame that says best cat ever or best dog ever, and we print the photo of their dog or cat off their pet cloud, and we put it in the frame. And you'll see when you look at our customer reviews, some folks, I mean, it just blows them away. I mean, it's a very emotional time that they lost this family member, and the fact that we've taken the time to sign it, print it, their photo, put it in this frame, it means a lot to them. And it means a lot to us. I mean, we love having really, really strong relationships with our customers. And emotionally, it gets us when they pass away. We want to make sure that they know they don't care. And then our customer service, you know, in a modern world, people want to be able to communicate with your customer care team in a variety of different ways. They don't want to just have to pick up the phone during call center hours. They want to either be able to do it themselves, which they can in their pet cloud, and then they can also, we're the only company that can actually text customer service. And believe it or not, I think like 25 or 30% of our inbound customer care questions come via text, because it's just super easy. And we text them right back. They can text us, email us, chat us, call us, tweet us. Soon we'll have Facebook Messenger links. So if there's nothing, no channel that they can even come to our office, but I don't think they want to. So what that's led to is just phenomenal customer reviews, and they come in a variety. People are tweeting about us, they're chatting, they're sending us emails, they're doing it on the review site. And if you go to our site and you look at the Trustpilot reviews, you'll see that people take a lot of time to fill out pretty lengthy reviews, and you'll see it really falls into a few different categories. Well, two main ones: the personal touch customer service and the claims experience. Which at the end of the day, that's our promise as a company. Like, we could build this great exterior, but if we don't deliver with claims and customer service, everything falls apart. And you'll see in our reviews that folks absolutely love the experience. And this just shows, there's a couple quotes in here I'd like to highlight. Keith Richter is the head of the largest hospital, vet hospital in San Diego. He compared us against all of the pet insurance companies in the industry, and chose us to purchase 2 policies per employee. And they've got like 300 employees. And they actually bought FIGO policies for their employees as a benefit. And then Sheila, they're the largest specialty hospital in Chicago. They had one of our competitors and decided to drop them and move to FIGO. And they're both really, really pleased with the whole experience. So how do we make life easier on adopters? So for your shelters and rescues, we can extend a 10% discount to all of them. We can donate $35 per policy to your individual shelters or rescues. We can waive our waiting periods. So our standard waiting periods are 5 on illness and injury. So 5 on injury, 14-day on illness. The process, and there's actually for homeward, because we've been talking to Terry a little bit, we did sort of a lockup handout that we would customize for your individual rescue or shelter. That there would be a code that they would use that would get a 10% discount, and we just waive our illness and injury waiting periods. So what that means is, the only stipulation is they have to purchase the policy within 2 days of adoption. That's it. So you could basically tell them, hey, go home tonight, buy FIGO, and if something happens tomorrow, you can file a claim, right? So there's that peace of mind, they're totally protected. Obviously the pet cloud, you know, that's just sort of an unexpected that they have, in addition to the insurance, the discount, the waiting periods waived. They feel good about getting back to the shelter or rescue. They've got this great pet cloud, the personal touch customer experience, the lost pet technology and insurance, and then the fast and easy mobile claims. And then what's also really cool is, you know, if you guys are going to get behind one pet insurance company and your mission is, you know, we need to get more of these animals insured going out the door so that they can have the best quality of life, and if something happens, these folks can afford it. So if that's your mission, to not only do that, but also maybe drive some revenue into your shelter rescue with that $35 policy, you don't want it to be a mystery on how you're performing, right? So we customized a shelter portal that, and I don't know how the organization works exactly, but let's say that the federation wanted a master login so they could see everyone, which maybe you guys don't want that. I don't know how it works. That's possible. So we could create a master login and they could see how each particular shelter or rescue is performing, and what sort of revenue is coming in on policies, the policies that are coming in on a monthly basis. It's real time. You can actually look at it and see what happened today. Or we could just set it up for each one of you individually to have your own. You'd have your own anyway, but if you didn't want that upper tier, we could just give you guys all your individual ones. So it would never be a mystery. So if you're setting goals internally with your volunteers, like, hey, we adopt X amount of dogs and cats every day, let's make sure we talk to everyone. Let's set a goal. Like how many of these animals are we going to get protected going out the door this week? And you'll be able to log in and see real time how you're performing. We also have the ability to create reports and provide them to you based on quotes too. So if you guys want to see, well, how many were you quoting? Because one process could be is you could create the free pet cloud for them, and once you do that, you could just generate a quick quote and say, hey, what do you think? If they're not ready at that point, you could just hit save an email, they could go home, it'll be in their inbox, they could click on the link, come back to the quote, and still have the waiting period waived at the discount. So I know there's a lot that you guys throw at them in adoption. The last thing you want to do is layer a bunch of other stuff on it. So you want to make it as easy as possible, but you could get them started so that they could go home and do it.
Do you, have you thought about adding a pet licensing aspect? Because, for example, there was a site that we were using around here that would look up your address and then tell you which pet licenses you needed in your area. And so it made it kind of like one-stop shopping for that. Is that something that you could or would think about adding?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. We're going to invite you to our thing today.
Okay.
I like that. You know what? I'm going to show you. My final slide is on how we're going to be continuing to enhance our pet cloud. Because we're very innovative. And we came out of a Google Tech Cloud. I have a very long insurance background. We're all pet lovers. So if you combine all those things, we want to keep innovating customer service, insurance, and technology. And that's an incredible idea. One of the things I'll show you on the next version of the Pet Cloud is we're going to add a microchip, basically just to store your microchip information. Because we talked to a lot of people that have like no idea, like what database am I in, what's my login and password, is the information up to date? So in our new Pet Cloud, there's going to be a section under the pet profile. Just basically put what service do you use, what's the link to it, what's your username and password. So it's always stored there, so you're not trying to figure out like, you know, how do I keep that information up to date? Because I talk to so many people that are like, I don't even know if it's even up to date. I don't even know where I would go to update it. So the fact that at adoption they can put that in, again, that delivers another peace of mind. So speaking of the Pet Cloud, so we're going to be adding a few things like our whole user experience. We're going to enhance. We're going to take our shots and reminders to the next level. This is the microchip piece I was talking about. So there'll be a section just to put the microchip information in. We're not in the microchip business. Just a disclaimer. We're just put your information in there and store it. It's just we're going to continue to make the Pet Cloud look even better. Dog years, people years. You know, we're going to actually create a section where it's almost like Instagram for your pet, and you're going to be able to connect with other pet parents based on breed and location, and kind of follow them and have little groups, which is kind of cool. So you can see, like one day at the park, so she posted a picture. That's not really Jennifer Aniston, I promise. So yeah, I mean, this just shows a profile where you can follow, show your friends, your pets' photos. We're going to take the near me, where you can find like dog parks and all that. We're going to take it to the next level next year, where you can actually find hiking trails, you can find cafes and restaurants that are pet friendly, and then you can actually contribute to that database by putting, we're going to integrate with Yelp, Foursquare, and Google, and you can actually put in reviews and rate places as pet friendly, which is pretty cool. So if you think about the folks in your particular town, more and more that have the Pet Cloud, they're contributing to this database. So if I come home as a new pet parent, I'm like, oh my gosh, where can I take this dog to eat? I want to go out, but I got to take this crazy new family member with me. Where can I go? I don't know. Let me go into the Pet Cloud and find out. Or let me find another person that's got a similar dog and socially connect with them through the Pet Cloud and do that.
Places have to pay to be in the registry, so like we run a duck date
Maybe someday. No plans to monetize that, yeah. Yeah, and this just shows just the different sort of design enhancements that we're gonna have with it. And that's it. I wanna, I don't know how much time we have, but I just wanna open up, we're good, okay, for questions. This is our brand video. It's not gonna, because of the connection or whatever, but the Pet Cloud video and this video are on our website, so if you guys have a good internet connection at some point, go watch them. They're really good videos. They're better than the choppiness, but I think you got the gist of it. But yeah, I'll open it up. I know that was a lot of information, but we're very, very passionate about what we do at FIGO. It's like our mission is to make life easier on pets and their families, and we do it with insurance and technology and customer experience. And we're very, the more shelters and rescues I visit, the more veterinary, I've been to probably hundreds now, veterinary practices where they're on the front lines of folks that can't afford the right treatments. It's heart-wrenching, and it's really our mission to get more and more pets educated on a good product and then insured so that they can receive the best medicine. So, but I'll open it up. Any questions, comments? Go ahead.
Yeah. The multiple pet discounts?
Yep. Yep. We have multiple pet discount. We also have, it's a good question. It's multiple pet, full pay. We have some of the most staff, anyone that's volunteering at the shelter gets that 10% that I mentioned. We cover working dogs. It's a little bit like a little surcharge, but we fully cover working dogs. We just charge a little extra, like 10% or 50% more, but we cover them. A lot of people don't.
They're retired.
We have a military discount. So if you've served, you're active or retired in the military, there's a discount for that. If you work if any of you also work at a veterinary practice, we have a discount for staff that work at veterinary practices and hospitals. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any discounts.
Can you use the Pet Cloud if you don't use the pet insurance?
Not currently, but we want to allow you guys to let people do it, which is very exclusive. So off the street, nobody can currently, right? There's thoughts in next year as we do all these enhancements, we may open it up, because the idea is if we open it up and get a lot more users, it's going to build out that database a lot more. So we're in discussions, we may do that. But as of today, the only way folks can get it without the insurance is through your shelter or rescue by you giving them a code and setting it up for them. So it would be sort of an exclusive value add.
So Justin, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, gosh, we're doing so much in the point of adoption that I think a lot of us are like, ooh, doing extra things for the doctors at that time is hard to do.
Yeah.
But if, does the system also set up so that if we just wanted to give them that code so that they can do those steps?
Sure.
Or does the shelter staff actually, the rescue staff actually have to start the whole process of input things?
No, you don't have to do any of it. I mean, you'll see on this handout, it's just a little sample. We basically say, you could go, we even could drive, does everyone have a website for their shelter and rescue?
No.
So we want to drive people to your website and give you more traffic. So we could link FIGO off your site and say, go to your site, in this example, it's Homewood Pet. Go to the site, click on the FIGO link, and then put in the code. You're going to get a 10% discount on the waiting period. It's waived. And it's just basically at adoption. You're saying, hey, we really recommend this. This is a great company. It almost says it for you. Affordable, adopt today, protect tomorrow, fast and easy claims, organized, personal touch, right? So what we try to do is sort of lay out in a simplistic way what you would want to communicate to them. So when they go home and they're looking at it, should I do it or not? So at adoption, the easiest way would be just hand them like our brochure. I'm picking on you. It's just, say, here's the general process. If you want to do it, we highly recommend it. If you're adopting a lab and they're prone to this, not to freak you out, but you may want to consider getting insurance, and we really recommend it. And by the way, if you purchase in the next day or two, they'll waive all their waiting periods for you. So there's like an incentive for them to act fast. Because you know how it is, like you intend to, and then you sit on it and you never do it, and then something happens, you're like, I should have done it. So, yeah. But if you want, what's that?
Mention the rebate that the shelter will get $35.
Yeah, that's on there too.
So it's like extra donation.
Exactly, and that's important. You know, it's up to you. If you felt that, maybe you piloted it with a few and you said, man, it's not that hard to actually create that free checkout, and people absolutely love it, and you're telling people about it, you may see that extra 60 seconds, there's value, but there's only one way to find out. Maybe test it a little bit.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, no problem.
Two questions. One, you have to repeat something for me, so I'm not tracking.
Sure.
The one, for a shelter to be able to offer this to our adopters, the cloud free. I mean, what does that, how do we have that ability?
Yeah, so you
what
need-
is the qualification?
Yeah, so all you would need is a computer with internet, and then you would go to mypetcloud.com, and then you'll show you that. Go back to that slide real fast. Okay, this slide. So this is actually the home page to mypetcloud.com.
Okay.
So if you had like a laptop sitting there or whatever, even a tablet, you would just hit have a free pet cloud. We'll give you a code, and you just put their name and the code in, and then you're logged into our cloud. Is that easy?
Okay, but this is exclusive to organizations that are adopting out pets.
Yes.
Correct, right, okay.
Nobody off the street has the code.
Okay.
So that's why we would probably not put it like on, like for that particular process, we'd probably just give you guys an internal and have you do it, rather than giving it publicly, because then they're just telling everyone what the code is, and you got a bunch of free pet clouds out there, which is such a bad thing. Remember, the end game is not only make them organized, but really is just get them protected, with
Right.
some good insurance.
Right, so, the reason for that is that then that promotes your company a little bit too, so that they have the information. And,
Exactly.
So along with this, we would also, I'm just thinking for, are you basically saying that we don't have to promote it in our packets, FIGO? We just can sign them up, or do we need to give them a FIGO brochure in the adoption packet?
I would do both. I mean, I would have, you know, that simple material available to them so they have something to take a look at. And just offer it up. If you wanted to do this, say, here's FIGO, they're a great company, they got this pet cloud and the insurance as a partner with them, we can actually give you the pet. Normally you need to buy the insurance, we can give you the cloud. And I can set that up and get you started. But what I can also do is just generate a quick quote and email that to you. And they may say, well, I'll just buy it right now. Now you're getting into a much more lengthy transactional process. But
Okay.
yeah, it's up to you how far you want to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so question two. How would you place, I mean, you're adding a lot of value to your package, which is awesome. When it comes straight down to the actual coverage, the cost of the coverage, how would you rate FIGO in terms of how competitive pricing-wise for that piece?
We're very competitive. I mean, I think if you guys do quotes, you'll see, you know, what really impacts price for any pet insurance is age, breed, and location. You know, so if you try to quote a 7-year-old Great Dane, it's going to be a lot more expensive than a 1-year-old mixed small dog. You know, so that's one impact that I would say, and then, but overall, the price is very, very, very competitive. I think you guys will see that if you compare them side by side. But you got to make sure that it's not always apples to apples. You know what I mean? And you got to look at what's the annual limit. Do they have a per condition or annual deductible? What sort of exclusions? I mean, it could be cheaper, but they have like a benefit schedule where they say we only pay, you know, $1,000 on ACL tears or something, right? So you just got to look at the whole picture. But even if you just did straight premium and you lined up the coverages, you'll see that we're very competitive. Yeah. I know you think that with all this, we have like double the price of everyone, but that was never our intent. We're not trying to build the cost of building this stuff into our premium at all. We built all this to give it away. Good? Any other? All right. Is that helpful? Yeah? Cool. Now you can have coffee.
Thank you.